Good evening and welcome to Bag of Cans. Hopefully, this is the first in a series of regular 10-minute updates of me essentially drinking and having the first beer of the week end, I should say, not of the week. Jesus. So it's going to be first beer of a Friday, and then me crapping on about beer and whatever's annoyed me that particular week before the serious business of Pete Fowler's Spotify playlist comes into play. He'll be doing that from 6 o'clock, and well worth listening that is too. It's been a regular for God knows how long, since pretty much since this ridiculous state of affairs kicked off, and bless our government, they've prolonged it for us, so we're going to be treated to a lot more of Pete's tunes, and indeed me drinking beer. It's not. Here's tonight's, by the way. It's not always going to be. It's not always going to be a can. I have to say. I'm going to be drinking bottles of beer. I'm going to be drinking draft beer straight from my homebrew keg dispense. I'll be drinking beer from all manner of receptacles, I suspect. This evening, it is a can. It is a can of Duration. Remember when the pub. Which well, there's a backstory to it. It's essentially remember when the pub first sold a West Coast IPA that was around 7%. Yeah, this is 7.1%, and it's that first moment when you went, "Oh my God, this is what beer could be." And I know, I did. I had a similar epiphany when I first had Colonel's India Pale Ale, which was at the brewery actually in Bermondsey in the Little Arch before they moved to the bigger one, and yeah, I remember tasting it and just thinking, "Good God, what's this? And where can I get more?" Yeah, the guys at Duration have put together this beer, which is an IPA. A West Coast IPA, because you have to distinguish them from East Coast IPAs, which are disgusting, in my opinion. Each to their own, of course, but I don't like them. And yeah, so and they've christened it "Remember When the Pub." I mean, quite honestly, they could call it "Remember the Pub" these days, because bless our government, they're doing their level best to put them all out of business, aren't they? But anyway. In an effort to keep them in business, I bought this from my local pub, which is now doing deliveries. If you can do that, please do, because quite frankly, by the end of all this shit, and let's face it, it's going to be a while, isn't it, with this bunch of clowns in charge. We need to support our locals as much as possible. Couple of hellos. Hello to Ewan. Evening, Squire. Thanks for tuning in. And hello to anyone else who's bothered. It's coming up to 5 to 6, and that's almost time for what would normally be a terrifically off the cuff catchphrase, but which I thought of doing earlier. And I thought, how clever of me to have come up with this. And then a mate of mine texted and said, "Here, I've got a great idea for a catchphrase for you. Exactly the same thing." And to be honest, I'm going to use it anyway because it's really good if you're of a certain age. It's Friday, it's 5 to 6, and it's Bag of Cans. There we go. Right, without too much further ado, I'm going to crack this one open because I've been crapping on for the duration, it's about time to drink it and give me a verdict. I do love that sound. Right, for that. See, there's look at that, a really nice kind of goldeny colour to that, isn't there? If you can see that on the screen there. Oh yeah, look at that. So it's not completely lager coloured. It's got a little bit of a sort of best bitter appearance about it. I don't even see that. A bit better there. I don't know. Yeah, but so yeah, it's not completely pale, and When you smell it, you instantly get that hit of God. Yes, I do remember when the pub first started selling this kind of thing. Um, and there were a few usual suspects actually back in those days. There was Colonel, obviously. Brewdog used to do their punk IPA, which you know it might be anecdotal, but I always thought it was much better then than it is now. Um, and Thornbridge did their Jaipur IPA, and then you started getting American ones would come over. Now some of them would not be particularly fresh, and would be a little bit too caramelly for my liking. Um, but you get the odd one that had come over and was fresh, and it was like this, an absolute joy. Incredibly hoppy, really floral. And then a massive amount of flavour. Yeah, initially you've got that lovely sort of malty, caramelly, almost. I don't know. There's a bit of toffee going on there. It's a bit like treacle, like a watered down version of treacle toffee. Remember the stuff that you used to get from Thornton's that you'd bite into it and then you wouldn't be able to move your jaws for the next 5 minutes until you'd melted some of the toffee. There's a little bit of that, and then the bucket loads of hops kick in, and they really do sort of thrash around your tongue like an injured rabbit under a ground sheet, as I'm wont to say. But it is delicious, and you just kind of think, I want more of this, so I'm going to drink more of it. Oh, Mick's in the house. Hello, Mick. Nice. Thanks for tuning in. Um, yeah, this is remarkably easy to drink. As I said earlier, 7.1%. So the IPAs were pretty hefty. But yeah, they don't taste it. I mean that's way stronger than most. Well, it's not stronger than Special Brew, is it? And it's not stronger than Tennant Super. But it's hefty nonetheless. I mean, it is kind of like posh super strength lager, isn't it? But it just tastes so much more drinkable than that. It's almost like um, this one in particular tastes like a really hoppy version of Fuller's ESB. Um, and I'm not sure if you're aware of that or not, but it has an X factor about it that have four of those and you're anyone's. I don't think I could drink four of these because, as I say, it's hefty. Um, but I feel like I could drink four of them because it tastes really good and it doesn't taste that strong. Mm. A stealth beer, if you will. Yeah, that could get you very pissed very quickly without even troubling the scorers. Um, I don't know what more to say about it than that, really. I do hope that this develops into something a little funnier than it has been tonight. Um, I'm not entirely sure where this is going, to be honest. It might be entertaining. It might just be me crapping on for 10 minutes every Friday. While drinking a beer. There doesn't seem to be anything too wrong with that. There's not a great deal else to do at the moment. Not like we can go to the pub or go out and meet friends. So yeah, I mean, if you fancy a swift beer, just when you finish work, tune in, raise a glass, and yeah, happy Friday. Here's to next week. See you then. That's not going to take long.